Hello everyone, my name is Ayu Gunawati and now I will explain about online course design. But before we go further, let's find out what is online learning. So, online learning is any form of learning which is conducted over the internet. It means that the learners will use a computer, tablet or some other device for their learning. And it also means that at some point in their studying, they have to go online through the internet to access or communicate with the teachers or the other learners. Online learning usually can support two kind of learning based on the time, namely synchronous and asynchronous learning. Synchronous learning is a real-time learning where the student and the teacher do a learning process in the same time in an online platform. And asynchronous learning means the learning process is happen in different time. Teacher just need to post a material on the online platform and the student may access the material anytime they want. So asynchronous learning more flexible than synchronous learning. And usually, online learning usually use a platform called online course. An online course has a program called LMS or Learning Management System. This is used to create and manage an online course and make everything runs well. And LMS has some basic features such as announcements, syllabus, lessons, discussion forum, Dropboxes or assignment upload, gradebook, course email, and resources. Announcements in online course, they usually appear upon entering the LMS. The second is syllabus. Syllabus is the overview of the course in outline form, and it includes objectives, requirements, and etc. The third is lessons. Lessons is a section which usually organized by a topic discussed. And the fourth is discussion forum. Discussion forum is an ongoing online voice or text discussion. And Dropboxes or assignment uploads is a form which is used to submit and store assignment and project for group or instructor review. The next is gradebooks, which is usually used to communicate grades and feedback to the learners. And the course email is a correspondence between the course member, and the resources is a feature stores all type of digital and online material that students are required to review. And in online learning, teachers should give an introduction about a new material to the student. This is important to make the student know about the material that they will learn on the meeting. And this is the example of an introduction. So in this introduction, we have to make everything is clear. Making introduction in online course is better if we using conversational tone than the formal tone. We have to avoid jargon, unfamiliar word, framing words, sarcasm, racism, or some other things that are unfamiliar for us, to make everything is clear in our introduction. So online material must be attractive for the student. It will encourage the student to learn in order to make they understand everything in the online material. But before we make an attractive online material, teachers have to make a good visual design first for the course. The elements needed to make a visual design are the layout, text color, and the graphic elements. And in managing a page layout, the teachers should give attention to the space of each line or paragraph on the margin. and the text justification. In managing the text, teachers should pay attention to the headings, subheadings, and also the use of font. For example, using sans serif fonts for the material to make the student easier to read the text. The next element is the color use, and the color in online course should be used in purpose and not distract the information on it. And the last element is the graphic elements such as bullets and numbers for highlighting the main point. For the example is this both text which has different layout and color use. We can see which one is better to which one is clear and which one is not clear enough to read, and which one is better, and we can compare those two kinds of text based on the visual design. But the point of making a good visual design are the simplicity, openness, and the clarity. Make the design as simple as possible and as clear as possible. And after deciding a good visual design, teachers have to make the learning activity of the course. There are some types of activities that can be conducted on the online course. The first type is class discussion. This type uses a discussion forum as the tool to discuss in pair or even the whole class, and the activity can be in form of question and answer, weekly topic discussions, and building a class community. The next type is journal writing. This type can use blogs as the tool for learning activities, and students can individually use blog as a tool to make individual reflection, and also the teacher can use it to make teacher reflection. The third type is shared knowledge base. This activity can use wiki as a tool to build collaborative glossary and to annotate the bibliography, and this kind of activity requires good group or whole class involved in it, so everybody can participate to edit the information discussed. The fourth is practice exercise. The tool used in this activity is in form of test or quiz, and so the student can do self assessment in pair and also do multiple choices individually. The next is project activities. This type can use multiple option work as a work groups as the tools such as blogs, wikis, and discussions forum. This activity can be in form of group project presentation or group research project. So students can do project individually, in pair, in group, or even in whole class, depends on the project. And the last type is receptive activities. This type usually use PDFs, podcasts, YouTube, Google presentation, and etc. as the tools. The activity can be in form of audiovisual presentation, course reading, or miscellaneous audios and videos, which will be done individually by the student. Even the teacher has planned everything, sometimes the discussion may not work well. This kind of situation requires instructor ability to optimize the discussion itself. So the teacher can give more feedback to the student to encourage the student to more active in discussion. And teacher also can give variative resource to the student because it will improve the student's enthusiasm in learning. And in addition, teacher also can guide the student step by step using key points to keep the student on the track. Giving key points to the student through variative resources is needed to keep the student enthusiastic to the material. One of the learning resources that can use in online course is a video. Video could give real-world experience, dynamic example, and dimension. And this is the example as a video as a resource in an online course. Besides those things, teachers also have to prepare the assessment. And the example of the assessment that we can use is a project assessment. From assessment, the teacher can see the level of the students. For the example, this project assessment, which is basically has 3 stages in it, which is initial, development, and the final stage. This kind of assessment can be used on making storybook project. On the initial stage, student will do peer assessment using a draft as a tool. So student will get some feedbacks from the peer assessment to improve the storybook draft in the development stage. In the development stage, student will do peer assessment again, but the student will use a different draft from the first, which contain different questions too. It is used to gain feedback to develop the storybook before it's submitted to the teacher. And in the final stage, student will submit the project, and the teacher will use rubric to assess the project. Building an online course needs some basic elements as the foundation to make an online course. And the first element is the outcomes. The learning outcomes as function as the goal of a learning course. So the student will know about what are they going to learn in this course and what is the teacher expectation to the student after they done this course. The next elements is online syllabus. Online syllabus usually contain contact information, an outline, requirements, and guidelines. And the teacher should make all of these things is accessible from the start of the course and throughout. And the last elements is the course outline. The course outline basically is the version of syllabus and the outcomes. So the course outline will tell the students what are they going to learn, what the expectation, and what are the requirements of one online course. So this is the example of one online lesson in my class, and we have a same rule as the example before. We have to avoid jargons, we have to avoid racism, sarcasm, and we have to make everything is clear to the student, so the student will understand what are they going to learn, and they will understand what the teacher's expectation to the students, and they have a guidance to learn in the online course, so they will not get lost. So this is all about my explanation in online course design. Hopefully you enjoy watch my video, and see you.